Rothschild. Yeah, $700 trillion dynasty.
This is how I control everything.
Domino's scientists have found that decreasing the nutritional value and increasing the visual repulsiveness of their pizzas only makes them more popular.
What's the crack, everyone, and welcome back to more creepy TikToks. I haven't been uploading the past week or so as I'm working on another project that's in relation to the 25,000 subscriber special, so I'm hoping to get that done within that time scale. But if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe button, and let's dive in.
You call the Statue of Liberty. It's holding the torch of illumination, which is the Promethean torch of Freemasonry. And if you go to the Statue of Liberty, you'll see a bronze plaque inside saying that this was given to the government of America by the French Grand Orient Temple Masons. And it is a symbol of Grand Orient Freemasonry in America, the holder of the light. And that's exactly the same torch that is carried during the Olympics. It is the torch of Prometheus.
It's not the torch of freedom.
No, it's not the torch of freedom.
Of the
illumination. Illumination. To add also that on the back of the Liberty dime, on the back of the old dime in America, there was the fasci, which you look in the encyclopedia or dictionary, you look at the word fascism, you'll see that the symbol for world fascism was a bundle of sticks, a bundle of rods with a hatchet head. That was on the back of the
Well, you see that on each side of the speaker's podium at Congress.
Oh, absolutely.
So they have the fasci on each side.
Absolutely, and it's also the symbol for the United States Senate is the fasci. But the point I want to make is that was on the old dime. Now on the new dimes, you will see it has been transplanted a torch instead of the old fasci, because fascism was used at one time to prepare the world for the New World Order. Now the New World Order is in place. That's why on the dollar bill it says Novus Ordo Seclorum is New Order of the World.
When you see New World Order, the all-seeing eye, and In God We Trust on the same dollar bill, just know that it's not the God you're thinking of, or the God that you may know. But in terms of the guy speaking there, his name is Jordan Maxwell, so you can go ahead and check out a lot of his clips on YouTube.
Wow, a monkey. A monkey on top of the coconut tree. It's crazy. Yep, in Jamaica. Look at his eyes.
That's definitely not a monkey. I don't know what the heck it is, but for some strange reason I had the urge to just want to slap it. But yeah, at the same time, it could just be a simple case of pareidolia.
So what can you show us that as a demonstration of what you can now do?
Here we go. This is the Link app. This is how I control everything. This is the app that they've uploaded onto my computer that lets me control the cursor. This is my devotional that I've been reading all the time, every day. And then this is me playing chess.
So wait a minute. You're moving the cursor. You're moving the cursor, Nolan, just by thinking about where you want it to go, or is it your eyes?
No, it's just me thinking about wherever I want it to go.
Oh, man. So yeah, you're not even tracing it with your eyes. You're just looking at it.
Nope. I can move it, and I can move the cursor around, whatever I would like to do. I don't have to be staring at it at all. I mean, it's amazing. There's not even words to describe. Yeah, there's not even words to describe how amazing this tech is.
It's clear to see the benefits of its uses and how it may positively impact other people's lives, especially if they come out with certain cures for diseases and conditions like blindness or arthritis, for example. But for me personally, as part of that beast system, and you're also giving up your rights of privacy, it's extremely intrusive. So I don't know about you, but it'll be a no-go for me.
It announced yesterday that they are nearing completion of their 30-year study testing the limits of what human beings will eat.
People willingly ate everything our lab created. In fact, they pay money for it. The results continue to surprise me.
Over the course of the study, Domino's scientists have found that decreasing the nutritional value and increasing the visual repulsiveness of their pizzas only makes them more popular.
This applies to the crispy melt pizza. It's basically one pizza inverted on top of another pizza. It looks like something no animal should consume, much less a human.
One recent creation is constructed out of a cardboard-based crust layered in Oreo cookie crumbs and drizzled with a wax-like substance.
We hypothesized that the sight of it alone would repulse customers, but it became one of the most popular items on the menu.
The Domino's scientists now believe that a certain percentage of human beings may have a genetic predisposition.
When you know of a business that makes the most repulsive, disgusting food for their customers, and they truly believe that their customers are only worthy of that kind of food, then that tells you all you need to know about what that business thinks of their customers.
Watch this.
已经是很完善的，包括像这种捏脸什么的，它都是一个常规操作。这个东西是不会破相的，就是包括什么戴口罩啊，或者这个吃个饭什么的。就比如说这个吃个饭，等一下我先把这个美颜关一下，不然的话等一下会影响。这个吃饭喝水，然后什么摸脸，然后什么捏脸，这种都是不会影响到这个换脸的。这个其实是一个换脸的基本操作。那么什么是直播换脸？他嘴型也是很有问题的，而且牙齿也不行。牙齿就是那么所以说这个直播换脸真正的难点其实还是这种什么皮肤细节啊，这些就我的模型就是
You can see in this clip that deepfake is still a little underdeveloped, but give it another year or two and it'll be ultra realistic. And just think of the amount of chaos it will bring once it starts using the likes of, world leaders, for example.
Mary Curry, which is Mercury, and her whole name, there you go. And it's interesting because Mary Curry, or the lady who founded radium or found radium, she actually passed away in an accident on an intersection after the Rockefellers paid her to discover radium and how you could have cold heat. This is another interesting one. Cold heat. Remember all those fireplaces and all those buildings? Radium. That's what it was. You could light up the whole house. You could heat the house for free. Practically nothing. That's what all those fireplaces, they were using radium. And it just so happened that she passed away on an accident, and then everything with radium started to go away after World War I and World War II, which we always know how it goes. After World War I or World War II, things begin to vanish. So she was an interesting one. Now we take it a step further. Remember all the photos where they would white out the background?
I don't know where he got his sources from regarding her passing, but I always assumed that she passed away due to radiation exposure. And sure enough, I went ahead and looked it up, and on the 4th of July 1934, she did pass away from aplastic anemia, which was a result of radiation exposure. So, I don't know.
Back in the 1930s, the milk float wasn't the only electric vehicle to be found on the streets. It was just one of a number, delivering all sorts of provisions like bread and tea to the doorstep.
In Britain, they're everywhere, doing their work regularly, efficiently, and unassumingly. Whether the streets are clear or crowded, it's completely at home in them.
The electric vehicle, then as now, relies on simple battery technology which dates back to the turn of the century. It is made up of a chassis, a ton in weight of batteries, a motor and an electrical controller. The motor draws power from the batteries and drives the rear wheels via a prop shaft. The weight of the batteries meant that the electric vehicle needed to be heavily built.
Because it had to carry a ton of batteries, you couldn't build an electric vehicle with a flimsy chassis. It had to be built like a tank, because with no milk on it, it still was a very heavy vehicle. So if you didn't build it with a very solid suspension and chassis frame, you were in trouble before you started.
Why discontinue building electric vehicles back then? Why not continue on, But I also found out that the first electric vehicle was actually built back in 1832 by Robert Anderson, so there's some useless information for you.
Oh my god! ต่อแถวเข้าบ้าน ต่อแถวเข้าบ้าน มีกี่ตัวเนี่ย โอ้โอ้โอ้เอาอย่าไปกัดเขา
They were massive. I mean, I thought they were velociraptors there for a second.
Amazing.
The CIA once spent over $10 million on a covert operation using cats as spies. In Project Acoustic Kitty, a veterinarian performed surgery on a cat, implanting a microphone in its ear and a radio transmitter in its skull. The cat can now inconspicuously record and transmit audio from wherever it was. The plan seemed pretty great, except cats need to eat, which leads to distraction, and cats aren't so easy to train. So the CIA decided to remove the equipment from the cat's ear canal and send it on to live a long, happy life.
They knew the field with cats, and that's why they moved on to birds and mosquitoes.
Check this out. Family member just brought this to my attention on his NASA shirt here. He says that this aluminum from his deodorant is getting trapped in his armpits, and it's not washing out of his shirt. And this is not just happening on one shirt. Look at all of that. It's happening on multiple shirts, you guys. This is not a coincidence. This is what happens when you use deodorant with aluminum in it, you guys. They tell you plain as day that there's aluminum in the deodorant, and it's supposed to be an antiperspirant. So they're using aluminum to try to keep you from sweating. We have to understand this is destroying our bodies from within. Our bodies are absorbing these heavy metals on different levels, and we have to understand that this is completely toxic. This is absolutely insane. These companies should literally be sued from putting these heavy metals into our bodies. Look at this, you guys. This is getting trapped in his shirt because it's metal. It's coming from inside the sleeves and getting trapped in this guy's shirt, dude. This, you can't make this stuff up. This is absolutely insane. We have to do something about what they've been doing to us over the years. We can't just keep ignoring this. We have to actually do something here, you guys. This is insane. I'm bringing this to our awareness. We all need to figure out what the hell we're going to do about this.
I'm not even going to lie here, but I don't use any deodorants or any other smellies, to be honest. You know, I've got like Dolce & Gabbana, Dupe, and Red Diesel. I've had that for like a year and a half, 2 years, and I only wore them on special occasions. So yeah.
Look what this guy had to say about the government hiding Nephilim giants in their military bases.
Greg Renrich, that was one of the things that he told me. He's the one that was talking about seeing the giants in the deep underground military bases. He said that one of the first things that they had to do before he was allowed to go into S4 or S20 or any of the others, they made him sign an affidavit saying, you're not allowed to use the name Jesus Christ in these underground facilities, not even if you stub your toe or anything. And he said that he saw 10 to 25 foot tall giants in these underground bases and said that they were, you know, human scientists and other people working side by side with them. He said that they even came right out and said they were the Nephilim.
The original clip that guy's referring to, I believe, is in one of my old videos. But yeah, you know, Nephilim did pass on from the Great Flood, and I do believe that they are now like evil spirits that roam the earth. But are giants still in existence today? I'll let you be the judge of that.
So now you translate Rothschilds. Yeah, $700 trillion dynasty. Still running the planet till this day. They run all the banks, all the central banking systems.
Oh,
globally. When you have these kind of people that you put in positions of power and they continue to fund and help each other, they always find a way to get back to where they want to be because there's only one recipe. And once you understand and know the recipe, it's a recipe to building any kind of level of success. So the recipe, understanding what it takes to be successful, once it's ingrained in you, it never changes. I don't care what business it is. They could be selling cow chips from Wisconsin. You'll be a billionaire. And so they understood that. I remember one of the Rothschilds, I can't remember which, we have the right to rule over people. They believe that they have the right to rule over us and to oversee us. They believe that's their genetic lineage. Goes back to the Sumerian tablets.
Out of all the 13 families that rule this earth, the Rothschilds family is the family that I detest the most.
One of the other lands in our realm that is heavily restrictive on our travel and exploration. They tell us there's nothing in the North Pole, just ice sheets. But looking back at hundreds of old world maps depicting something much different than we've been told, all showing the same 4 islands with a mysterious black rock mountain in the middle, said to be a magnetic mountain. And not only are they depicting the same land, but they say they were inhabited. Just look at some of the descriptions, even a Tartarian village. The famous cartographer Mercator in 1577 wrote a letter to a friend in England, describing the north as this: "In the midst of the 4 countries is a whirlpool, into which there empties these 4 indrawing seas, which divide the north, and the water rushes round and descends into the earth, just as if one were pouring it through a filter funnel. It is 4 degrees wide on every side of the pole, that is to say 8 degrees altogether, except that right under the pole there lies a bare rock in the midst of the sea." And it was far from just one cartographer. Chinese, Japanese, the world over were showing us the same. These cartographers at the time, jobs and reputations depended on their accuracy. They weren't just going to repeat something unverified for centuries. There has been many detailed lands in this realm that have been erased, not just the North Pole, but places like Friesland. Or what do you think, signs of a reset, or cartographers copying each other?
What I found very interesting about this clip is how it ties into Revelations 20 verse 8. It goes on here to say, "And he shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the 4 quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle." So it's very interesting how that ties into the Bible perfectly.
Look at what's just casually passing in Saudi Arabia, y'all. Look at this. Look at this. They are here, right? They've been telling us we are in a new time and space, and look at that, in Saudi Arabia. Now, before anybody says this is fake or Project Blue Beam, there is another angle of this, y'all. Check this out. Look, check this out. Here's another angle of it. Look. Look at that. Y'all see that? So, can somebody explain what is going on? You can clearly hear the noise, a silent humming. You can clearly hear it. And then what are the odds of it? Another person catch another angle of it, y'all, in the same night. Look at this, y'all. In Saudi Arabia. Oh yeah, let's get it.
The way it moves does come across fake, but it could be wrong. You know, it could be Project Bluebeam, or it could just be like a Saudi Arabian billionaire who's just made like one of the biggest drones in the world, maybe. I don't know.
Today, we received more startling news. Another attempted attack on young children. This man arrived at a bus at Gardner Street School. Special needs assistant was able to get onto the bus, and the driver was locked the door. So all the children luckily were on it, so this guy couldn't get on. He produced a massive knife to the driver. Naturally rang the police, who captured this man as he made his escape on Parnell Street. Have we to wait till a child is killed before something is done in this country? This is the second attack on children in that vicinity at schools. There have been a number of attempts to kidnap children in the area. You have a choice on the 7th of June. Vote nationalist to make that change, or vote for the establishment and NGOs to ensure that what's happening today will continue to happen. One chance to save our nation.
I haven't updated you guys in a while when it comes to Ireland, but yeah, things are still the same, if not worse. It seems like almost every day now we're hearing about, you know, this wee one getting snatched here and there. Just there the other day, some man approached a mother and tried to grab the child off the mother's hands from her grasp. But yeah, it's wild, you know, 13-year-olds, 11-year-olds being passed about in gangs. And anyway, I'll leave it at that.
When you wake up and see this world for what it really is, it truly blows your mind. Check out these extremely eye-opening examples of how they throw this stuff right in our face, and they've been subliminally programming us since we were children, bro.
Hey, let's get some ice cream.
How about this one? Pistachio, almond fruit fudge, butterscotch delight.
Ingredients: zinc trisodium aspartate, sorbitol and bisulfate, oxide beta-carotene, lactic acid carabine. Grade A milk emulsified, maltodextrin alkali, silicon dioxide, lots of sugar. Hey, all right. Calcified synthetic salt, artificial barley malt, glycerin and aspartate, folic acid. That tastes great. Monosodium glutamate, dehydrated calciumate, soybean oil, butter fat, caramel sensor. I'll eat that. Hooray for sugar, cause we love it. Chocolate chips, we want more of it. Cakes and ice cream, want to shove it down our throats real fast. Here's a candy bar, you tried it? Hey, let's all see what's inside it. Gelatin. to nitroglycerin, phosphate, soybean, lecithin, deoxylite, trisilicon, dipped in chocolate.
Bring it on!
Citrus enzymes, BHT, powdered milk.
Sounds good to me!
Baking soda, carob gum, carbohydrates.
Yummy, yum!
Monosodium glutamate, zinc disodium maltonate, whole grain flour, yeast, and fat.
Time to eat it. I'll do that.
We like sweets a lot, so give us all you got, and we'll stuff them in our bodies till they make our insides rot.
It's crazy to think that Warner Bros. Purposely went out of their way to provide us with a scene like that from an episode, but it makes me think, was it done to purposely mock us, or was it done to try and warn us?
Something strange is going on with the cinema industry in England. How does a building this big, with this many lights, manage to financially survive? What was once a booming industry with crowds of people flocking to see the latest releases now resembles a backrooms used to shield a forgotten memory. We are still yet to see another human. These guys could not believe their eyes. Is anybody here? There are 12 screens in this cinema we have seen to people so far, and they are staff members. Make it make sense. Into the abyss I go. I hope I can find a seat. Oh my God, humans. On a serious note, how does this place manage to stay afloat? They would need at least a few hundred visitors to cover their costs. Have you been to the cinema recently? Please let me know if you had a similar experience. If
movies weren't so woke and political and full of agendas, maybe we would actually go.
Listen to what Chris Pratt said at the MTV Awards.
God is real. God loves you. God wants the best for you. Believe that. I do. Learn to pray. It's easy and it's so good for your soul. Number 9, nobody is perfect. People are going to tell you you're perfect just the way you are. You're not. You are imperfect. You always will be, but there is a powerful force that designed you that way. And if you're willing to accept that, you will have grace. And grace is a gift. And like the freedom that we enjoy in this country, that grace was paid for with somebody else's blood. Do not forget it. Don't take it for granted.
I honestly didn't know that Chris Pratt was a Christian, and fair play to him from being able to try and deliver such a message like that to such a place that he's in. So yeah, fair play to him. If you prefer the TikTok videos being enlarged the way they have been throughout the show, let me know in the comments, or if you have any other feedback, let me know as well. But that's it for today, guys. Go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe button so we can try and hit that 25,000 subscriber goal. And until the next video, look after yourselves, stay safe and stay healthy, and I'll see you then.
Your brain will tell you that the long end is nearer to you. Now, it is nearer to you now, but now I'll put it back near my body. Now it's nearer to me, but it still looks as if it's nearer you, doesn't it? Because you're used to seeing things bigger when they are closer to you. Now, here's the spinning motor. It's simply a piece of cotton thread tied to this corner and tied to the other corner, and I've wound it around in my fingers so that when I let it go in a moment, it'll unwind, the thread will unwind, and you'll see the thing spinning. There we are. I'll hold it at the same level as your eyes, and we'll let it go. Now, you know that it's turning around in circles. In fact, if you look at it from above, you can see that it's turning around in a circle. But now your brain is doing something strange. It's telling you that it's not going around in a circle, but it's oscillating. In other words, it's turning part way, stopping, and then going back the other way. Now, this time, by fixing on the pen, you'll be able to see that the pen is going around in a circle and not going backwards and forwards. But what's your brain going to tell you about the window? Will your brain allow you to see the window going around in a circle with the pen? Or are you going to see something really strange? Well, have a look at that. That's unbelievable, isn't it? You can see the pen going around in a circle, but your brain is telling you that the window is going part way around and turning and going the other way. And yet in order to do that, the two things have to pass through one another, the pen and the window. You know it's not possible. You know it can't happen. And yet as you look at it, you see them going through one another every time they go around. An amazing illusion, the Ames window.